Hey, Natalie, how are you doing today?
Doing well. How are you?
I'm doing good. All right, so today we are picking up with our goal from the first time we met, where we identified something in your classroom that you want to work on to increase student engagement in discussions. So, I came up with some productivity tools that I would like to share with you and just kind of show you what they're about, how to use them, and implement them. These are Padlet, Google Jamboard, and Flipgrid. And so I'm gonna model these for you, and then if you have any questions along the way, just let me know. And then hopefully you can try some of these out and see if they work. And then we'll go from there. We'll reflect on it, maybe make some changes or whatever we need to do.
Sounds great.
I've also created a checklist for us. This is I, we, you do it.
Perfect.
So I have helped you create here a peers goal. Excuse me. I'm going to introduce the new platforms. We're going to specify what all the parties need to do. That would be me as modeling, you as a teacher, and then your students, of course.
Right.
And then obviously we want to talk about any kind of possible barriers that we might come about or that might come about, and then reflect. And then what I'd like to see you be able to do is go through and actually do this in your class.
Okay.
And then, of course, have your students reflect on it as well. All right. Okay, so the first thing that I'd like to show you is Google Jamboard. So Google Jamboard is a free app that you can have if you have a Google account. And basically you can create a picture, a prompt, like on a Google slide. And like I've done here, this was for night in relation to the Holocaust and the brutality of their treatment. And so I had students use sticky notes, which you can find on this side. So you can create text boxes, stickies. So your students will actually be able to do this, and then they can type into the sticky note. They can pick which colors they want, etc. And then they can save it, and then it will populate up here. Then they can move it around.
Okay.
Move their sticky note around. Once you have a sticky note, you go here to the text box. You should be able to create that, and then you can turn green. The students really like using this because it's kind of fun, it's interactive, and they can play with the visuals and the colors and all that. It can also be anonymous, so you don't have to have a student name. When I did this, I did require them to put their names, just so I could, make sure that it was authentic. I could make sure that I knew what each student was doing and contributing. One thing that could happen is that the students kind of just get crazy with it and they end up moving around all of their sticky notes, and then they'll start messing with each other and just kind of playing around and goofing off. So if that happens, then this might not be the best option. But if you have the students who are ready to learn and engage and just do the task, this one's cool that I have found. It's a newer one that you might could use. Now, once you create the Jamboard, you can share it via a link. Do you have Google?
Yes.
So you can copy the link here. You have to make sure that you give access to all the students so that they can access the Jamboard. Okay, and then if you wanted, and then you can come over here and then just kind of start up a different one. So you can actually even create this like a collaborative project where students are using these and they're, brainstorming for an essay, brainstorming for a project. You just throw up ideas here, and that might be one way you can use it. All right. Any questions about this one?
Do you ever have any issues with any students putting anything like inappropriate on the slides? Is there a way to do they type their name in, or does it automatically put their name
You
in?
have to type. They have to type their name in.
Okay. So they could put it anonymous in theory.
They could.
Okay.
Yes. In fact, it is anonymous. You would have to get them to put it
Got it.
and reply that. Once again. Okay, so another productivity tool that I thought might help you out is called Padlet. So you do have to create an account for this. You can also use your Google sign-in, which is what I did. But, and with this one, I believe you only have 3 or 4 Padlets that you can make without the paid subscription, but you can delete the ones that you're not using anymore and then just kind of
Okay.
create a new one as you. So in order to make a Padlet, you have to start off with different formats. So these, you can use Canvas, which is kind of just everywhere. Students can just post and then just kind of populate. You can do a timeline, a grid, a stream, a wall. And then there's even advanced formats that you can do. So some of these, like I've seen at like the administrative level, they'll create these for you and they'll have them in columns for specific tasks. I've even used these with students where I put questions with the wall here. And you can identify, you can put like your question here on the section 1. Should like edit. Yeah. And then you can just put, question 1. And then once you give the students access, then they come in to put a comment. And this also can be anonymous, or you can require that it not be by setting up an account and letting them have their own usernames in, and then it will automatically provide it. But for our sake, I think rich discussion is what you're wanting, to have them be anonymous, to be uncomfortable. So this would be, one of those options as well. They can also upload here pictures, images from the web, links, and files. So it's really, depending on what you want to do with it, there are all kinds of options. Okay. That is another one. When it shows up for the children, you will need to tell them to look for this plus mark here, and that's what they'll click, and then it should just automatically populate where they can comment. And then, of course, this is where you'll share it. So you can copy it to Schoology or your learning management system. You can put a QR code on the board or even embed. So it's tons of different ways. Another cool thing I like about this one is once all of your students have engaged in discussion, you can go over here and export this as a PDF image. So you can actually save it and share it to your students so they can all go back and see it.
That'd be really good for students who weren't there that day.
Yes, that is valid. That is a good point. So if they've missed a discussion, they can still go back and kind of join the conversation at least, get an idea of what was being shared. All right. So anything specific? You can change the backgrounds here. It's really easy to do. Settings. Yep. Go over here. There are all kinds of different wallpapers. You can even upload your own images to pertain to whatever it is that you're teaching.
Awesome.
Change the font, different formats. This is where you would go for posting. So you can require that the author's name is posted. You can even make sure that if you click this right here, that students can comment or not on each other's posts, because you will find that sometimes they click on each other and they claim on the top. And so you might not want to let that be an option. Or if you want an authentic discussion, then that would enable them to discuss with each other. And then here you can let them like, post, vote, give it 1 to 5 stars, or even grade. And this is with YouTube. You can go into grade as well. All right.
So is this something I'll need to have up on the board, or if I had posted this to Schoology, would they be able to access it and comment on it at any given time?
I have done it both ways in the past, where I just put it up on the board. Maybe there's a QR code you can scan, and then they can just type up their responses, and then it will auto-populate on your board for lifetime. Or you can just copy and paste the link to Schoology, and they can just go into Schoology and then add their post there.
Okay, because I noticed there was the timestamp option, and so if it was homework and you had it due by 5 p.m. or something, you'd be able to tell who did and did not. Okay.
Yes, that is correct. You can use a timestamp to know exactly when they are.
Okay. Sounds great.
Okay. Which one do you think you might be excited to use first or try out?
I think Padlet would be a good place to start. I liked the customizable nature of that one.
I've had a lot of success with Padlet. It's really user friendly. You know, there's just so much that
Seems comparable to the Jamboard, but it seems like
Uh-huh.
there's more to do with it. A little bit.
here's one for you. So I posted this as an introductory getting to know you assignment. I think it was during the first week of class, and I had students share one silly fact about themselves and one thing they did in the last English class. And so I asked them to make sure that they provided their names, but as you can see, it is anonymous by
Mhm.
default.
Right.
And let's see. Here you can see where you can add different things for the post, different colors. This is fun. And then you can open it and tab,
Nice.
copy it over. Students can write, of course, if you decide that they want to write that.
Sure.
But and then again, we just want to tell students to look for that plus mark. And then it's just so straightforward and easy.
Right.
Really. So this is just your, what I would say is like your baseline discussion Padlet, where all the responses are just going to kind of auto-populate all over the page.
Sure.
Whereas the other ones, you can make walls and columns and so forth.
Okay.
Okay?
Sounds good.
All right, well, we'll see if you can maybe create one of these. I can help you create one. We'll walk through maybe the Padlet, maybe we can start going through it, and if you have any questions, let me know. And we'll see if the kids like it. We'll see if it elevates the discussion in your class.
Sounds great.
Perfect.